self-awareness is the gateway in. It's the gateway in to emotional intelligence. Without it, you can't access all of the other skills. And it fundamentally deals with your ability to be able to see yourself more clearly. And when you see yourself more clearly, it gives you more of an ability to respond consciously instead of react unconsciously. And so if we did just a really quick review, on a scale of 1 to 10, let's see how we do in this room. How would you score yourself in terms of self-awareness? Scale of 1 to 10. 10 being I'm extremely self-aware, I understand my emotions, my thoughts, my behaviors, what drives me, what motivates me. 0 being I have no idea what I'm thinking, feeling, I don't even know where I am right now. Who's that on the stage? So just yell out a number to represent where you feel that you are on a scale of 1 to 10. Just yell out a number. 7, 8, a little louder. 7, 8, a little louder. 5, there's the honest. That's probably the most self-aware person in the room. So this is common. Typically when we ask this question, right, we get this average between about 7 and 8. Now, what's amazing about this is even though most of us identify as being self-aware, the research tells us that only 10 to 15% of us actually are. Which means that if you said, yes, I'm at the 7, I'm at the 8, 85 to 90% chance that you're actually not. Now, I don't say that to discourage anybody, because that's a good thing. It means that we have an opportunity to learn and to grow. But you may ask yourself, well, why does this happen? And that's because self-awareness has 2 parts to it. It's how you view yourself, but then it's also how others view and interpret you. And so if I were to ask your husband, your wife, your kids, your direct reports, if you're self-aware, would they all unanimously say, yes, absolutely? Well, that's where most of us falter. And so I want to end off with just a few things that we can look at in order to begin the journey of emotional intelligence development. These are some strategies, simple things, just to get the ball rolling in the right way. And my hope is that some of the information that I brought forward to you today can help to create some questions that will lead to a little bit more context. So first thing is EQ skills can be learned. You just have to use and work with a different brain. We're used to using the neocortex, which is all about thinking, rational thought, numbers, memorization. But EQ is learned with the feeling brain, the limbic system, which has to go through these 4 steps. So you start with the concept, that's what we're doing now. But in order to actually learn this, you need to go out there and you need to experiment. You need to do something different. That's your input. When you do that, then you get a different experience, which is your output. If that output is what you want, then you can move forward. If it's not, then you need to refine. So now we need to reflect on, did I get what I want? Did I not get what I want? And it's only by going through this wheel multiple times, this is practice and application, that we actually start to enhance our emotional intelligence. So what are some ways that we can do this? Number 1, start with yourself. Grow your own self-awareness. Ask yourself, what can I do differently in the way that I show up? You could do that with 360s. You could do it with open-ended conversations to ask people about how you show up. Make sure they start with the good stuff. We don't want to crush you, right? Next one, regulating stress. By identifying what your triggers are is usually a good starting point. What are the things that tend to throw you emotionally? Another great place to start. Managing tasks proactively, getting tasks outside of your head and onto a sheet of paper or into a system will help you to be more mentally clear, help you to be more present, right? At the organizational level, you're going to want to do a culture diagnosis. You need to identify what's actually happening. How are people experiencing our leaders? What's happening at a cultural level? Let's get an opinion on that. You also want to look out for red flags. High turnover, low morale, low engagement, low creativity, these kinds of things. And overdue vacation days are usually a good sign that team members are heading toward that burnout. So that's another sign that you can look for. Then what we can also do is an EQ assessment. We talked a little bit about that. Figure out where you're at. What are your strengths? What are your challenges? How are these things showing up for you? From there, you can think about skills training. We're kind of doing that right now. And to really move the needle from a behavioral standpoint, you need to be thinking about ongoing coaching. Why? Because moments after this session ends, you'll think about it a little bit, and then you're going to get that email, then you're going to get that other email, then you're going to get that other email, and then all of a sudden it's like, what did that guy on the stage say about I don't even know what the topic was. So you need external accountability to keep you consistently moving toward and developing your own emotional intelligence.